when we'll go on to, there's a few fan questions that we should do. But for anyone who's listening that's interested, you've got Djokovic Nadal head to head is 29-26 for Novak, and Rafa is ahead 9-6 in Grand Slams. Djokovic Federer head to head is 27-1 for Djokovic, 23 for Federer, and Djokovic is 11-6 in Grand Slams. Nadal Federer 24 wins for Rafa, 16 wins for Roger, and 10-4 for Rafa in Grand Slams. Weeks at number one, Federer 310, Djokovic 282, and Nadal 209. So it's quite interesting that in the slams you've got Rafa ahead in both of the head-to-heads, but then in the weeks at number one there's quite a big difference there. So for anyone that's interested, but I am. Right, let's go on to some of the fan questions, because this one, it's been popping up on my Instagram the last few days really, about building the perfect player. And I'm going to say you can put yourself in as many times as you want, and you've got serve, return, forehand, backhand, volley, and then I just put like mentality and physical. It should be from this era, because obviously we played against them, so we kind of know. So who would you take? Who are you taking for the serve?
It would be Isner.
Okay.
Or Kyrgios.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would say, I would say exactly the same for that. And that if you gave Kyrgios Isner's height, I think he would.
That's why I think. I mean, John obviously has an amazing serve, regardless of his height. But I think obviously his size contributes even more to that. But I think Nick, for his height, I mean, has the best serve that I've played against, that I've seen.
I'd agree with that as well. And I've seen him sometimes. Like, I practiced with him a couple of times, and just warming up, like, you know, he probably hasn't done.
He warms up.
He hadn't done literally nothing like for his shoulder or anything, and he can serve like unbelievable, like no problem. He's got such easy power. So
huge talent.
I love that you said that as well, because a lot of the guys that I chat to about tennis are always like, nah, no way, like it's not Nick, like whatever. But I'm in agreement with you there
for sure.
Okay, return.
I would go with you. Your return, because I feel, obviously playing against you on any surface was always a challenge. But out of the three biggest rivals that I had, Rafa, Roger, and yourself, I found it the hardest to serve against you, because, it just felt like, I mean, everything was coming back. I mean, I guess it's similar feeling from your side when we play each other. And when I look at our matches, and YouTube, and kind of going back, the highlights is, I mean, even when I don't see highlights, even if I go like point by point, it's so many rallies, because if I win a 3 points off the first serve against you, like I'm celebrating like I won a set. Honestly, so I think your return, definitely, you could read it so well. Position, anticipation, you could block it, you could hit it. So I'll go with you for sure.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm taking you on the return. For the same stuff that you would have said there, is like, just difficult to ace, difficult to get 3 points. And also, it's just rarely missing returns. Like sometimes, I look at like the stats of like returns in play, and it's like over, 93, 94% of returns in play. And that's rough. Like most players are kind of in the 70s. So it's,
It did help us in our careers, let's say.
Yeah, it did for sure. Forehand.
Oh, forehand, the Thor from Tandil, Del Potro.
Interesting.
I would say, sorry, my battery was running low. We're back, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it would be Del Potro. I love the forehand from Fernando Gonzalez. You know.
Okay.
And
for the highlights.
Sorry.
For the highlights. I mean, he was literally just the highlights.
But I would go Roger. I would go Roger and Del Potro. Yeah, it was hard to pick one.
But you're only allowed one. So
I'm only allowed one.
Yeah.
Delpo. Let's go Delpo.
Okay. I'm taking Rafa.
Okay.
For the forehand. I just feel like the leftiness kind of has helped him. And there may be a small period in his career where the forehand maybe let him down in a couple of matches, but I think very rarely, like in his career, would that have been the shot that would have contributed to him losing matches. So I'm taking Rafa's forehand. Backhand. I'll go first on this one.
Go.
I'm taking you on the backhand.
Same.
Okay, so and again, obviously, very few mistakes, able to change direction on both. And I think the one shot that you hit that no one else is able to on hard courts is sliding backhand defensive shot, basically. I don't know if I've explained that well, but you're sliding off your left leg, so your outside leg, and no one else can do that really. And it means that the court becomes a lot smaller for your opponent, basically, because you're able to recover back into the court quicker, because where I, on that shot, would have to take an extra step to stop, you slide and you're stopping faster. You therefore shrink the court for the opponent. So that is the...
Well, I think I would take you for the backhand. Consistency, same things that you said. I think the fact that you don't miss much, and you make the life of your opponent very difficult, because I feel when I played against you, I just couldn't penetrate through that side. I mean, you were just protecting it so well.
I think you did a pretty good job of that, to be honest. I think you penetrated me pretty well.
I think because
these times.
Yeah, because I think maybe it was because of I guess changing the direction. I was feeling like we both were waiting for just the right ball to go down the line. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel we respected each other backhand so much, and we both have a lot of depth. And I think we both did not expect to win the point from like playing cross-court backhands. It did happen, but I think in average, it was more chance to win if I would go like maybe very strong, like flat shot in the middle to your forehand, or trying to open you up to the forehand side, and then eventually move you around and get you to maybe stretch and play a slice, something like that. But I would also like mention Stan's backhand, which I think is amazing, especially on clay and like higher bouncing surfaces. I think the way when he has time, when he's on the ball and he positions himself very well, it's probably the best backhand that is out there. Honestly,
especially power-wise. I mean, he's hitting more winners off that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The way he gets you off the court, like his cross court is like Rafa's forehand. You know, just puts you off the court so well. And I think from the young guy, like from the younger guys, Medvedev, his backhand backhand reminds me of yours.
It's tricky. It's a tricky backhand. I've practiced with him a few times. It's tricky.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, volley.
I mean, Roger definitely would be there. I think. I mean, he's one of the most complete players ever to play the game. He's who he is. We all know how great he is. What I think is probably, a bit underrated. I don't know if people really talked so much about his ability to come up with serve and volley accurate play at the most challenging times in the match against us that, you know, are great returners. He never really felt, I think he you know, he was really not intimidated so much by the return. Like he would place, especially on the quicker surfaces, he would disrupt your rhythm because we both have great returns, but we would prefer if a player would stay back, you know what I mean, and we would get into the rally. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so what he does so well, and what he did so well for so many years, is taking away your time. Serve +1, he would be so quickly at the net, and I think he's the quality of his first volley and his positioning at the net is probably underrated. And you know, and I would pick him because there are probably some guys that hit the volley. I don't know, maybe if you just isolate the volley technique itself, maybe, I don't know, guys like, I don't know, Feliciano or somebody. I saw Feliciano is following this.
Yeah, don't mention his name. You'll have a big head if you say anything about his volley.
I know. Are you playing the virtual tournament?
I am, yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so I think, you know, like somebody like him, but I think Roger, in terms of how well he uses his volley game in the complete picture, so to say.
Yeah, I'd agree with that as well. I think there might be some guys that maybe hit, you know, certain volleys better. So I don't know, might have a better forehand volley or maybe a better backhand volley, but all round you know, he's able to, because he has the touch and he has the feel as well, that he's able to hit more volleys better than any of the other guys that are playing just now. And he's one of the few guys that's done it under pressure. Yeah. Come up with those shots under pressure a lot. So some of the guys who I think maybe volley very well, I haven't seen them do it in the biggest moments and come up with great shots, which Roger has. So yeah, I think you would have to give volley to Roger. Okay, mental. I think we've got about 10 minutes left, or maybe about 7 minutes. So we'll try and get through.
Yeah, let's go. Mental, Rafa for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, is there like a couple of categories related to mental, emotional, like fighting spirit or something like that?
I mean, I just put down like 7. I just put down mental and then physical.
Okay, so mental for sure, like everything. Yeah, Rafa. Yeah, because of his, like, I mean, it's obvious his champion's mentality, what he managed to produce over the years on all surfaces, the way he was bouncing back after numerous injuries that he had. I think he was the most injured of any of us, you know, 4. I mean, of course, now you've been off the tour for many years, but I think him, every like second season, he's got something for several months, and he managed to come back and kind of build his game, the resilience that he has on the court, the intensity that he brings. You know, when you see him jumping around before you walk onto the court, it already intimidates you. Like it creates this the challenge in your mind, like, oh my gosh, I'm going with a gladiator in the arena. I mean, a mental giant and a physical giant. We're going to get to the physical part. I'll probably hand it to him as well. But I always felt like mentally, it's between him and Roger for sure. Both of them. It's really hard to. If I have to pick, I'll probably pick Rafa. But it's like very small margins.
Yeah. So I would. Yeah, it's a difficult question, but I would say if I was looking at an entire career and everyone's matches, like every single individual match, I would say consistently that mentally Rafa would have been the strongest. I think there's times where you would have been ahead of him in the mental department, but over the course of an entire career, like even from when he was very young, you know, he's always been unbelievably strong mentally, even when he was 18, 19 years old, which is pretty rare for most of the young guys coming through, that you would say that it's the mental part that maybe takes the longest for. I don't know if you took some of the younger guys now, is maybe not the tennis, but the mental side that they need to get better. I would say that from a young age, he was great in that aspect, whereas, I don't know, you might disagree with this, but maybe for you it came a little bit later on and has then become a strength of your game, which maybe at the beginning it wasn't.
For sure. No, I agree with you, 100%.
Okay, right. We got like 5 or 6 minutes left.
Yeah.
Right, physical.
Okay, we gave Rafa mental. I would probably say Rafa again, but let's maybe pick another player. Yeah. I would say Dominic Thiem or David Ferrer. I'm thinking between the two. I love David Ferrer's fighting spirit. He's physically so fit, hasn't been injured so much, has always been a warrior on the court, someone I respect a lot. Dominic Thiem as well. Let's say I would give David Ferrer an edge there because he's just been longer on the tour. I'm sure, Dominic is going to last hopefully for many more years, but it's like very, very small difference between the two, but I would say David Ferrer.
Yeah, I would go in terms of physical potential, I would take Monfils.
Oh, Monfils, yeah.
For what he can do physically, is a joke. It's unreal, the stuff that I've seen him doing. But then, physically, I would probably. I'm going to take you from the physical side. I'm going to take you physically. Because, geez, that's not a big bicep.
Listen, I know, man, but you've done that.
I'm changing. Yeah, I'm changing my. Awesome. I think we picked a pretty good player there. I think.
Yes.
I think that player would do all right. Okay, now there's a few slightly different questions here. We've literally got a couple of minutes left. One of them is your favorite city or country to play in.
Melbourne would definitely be right on top of that list. Melbourne, Monte Carlo, Rome.
Yeah, I would say Melbourne. I always love going there. I enjoy it. People are great. The event's brilliant. I love playing in Melbourne as well, so I'd take that. Okay, if you weren't a tennis player, what career would you choose?
Well, I would probably stay in sports because I come from family of athletes. My dad was playing football and professional skier as well. So I would probably be in sports, even though I do love science.
Okay.
So I do love science. So I probably would love to be a scientist of some kind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've always said a footballer. I always fancy myself as a bit of a footballer, but like right now, it'd be pretty cool to be a doctor because you kind of realise what's important in times like this. It'd be nice to actually be able to help other people as well. But
absolutely.
Okay. First 3 things you do when you wake up?
Gratitude and prayer. Couple of long, deep breaths. Hugging my wife if she's still in bed.
Yeah.
And running to my children.
Nice. For me, too much information, but I go for a pee. First thing for me, and then I'm getting one of my kids out of bed, and then feeding my dogs, who are, I think they're here watching.
Oh, nice
thing. So that's what I'm up to in the morning. And then this is the last question. I think we're literally about to get cut off. Is what's your worst habit? I think now, because everyone's been in quarantine and stuff with their families, everyone's now picking up on all of the annoying things that we each do. So what have you got?
Being late.
Okay.
And probably impatient in some things. Too impatient. Yeah. What about you?
My wife always complains that I always leave the top of the toothpaste.
Oh, I don't like that as well. My wife does that as well.
It's all hard up at the top, you know, like the next morning or whatever. So that,
I understand. I hear you, Kim. I don't like that at all.
She's been complaining about every day. So now I know when I take the lid off, I just leave it off anyway.
That's a good one. Awesome.
Right, I think that's it. We're probably going to get cut off in a minute, but that was fun. I hope everyone watching enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was good fun.
Phenomenal. It's like a quick 1 hour. I mean, it was a pleasure, Andy. Thank you very much for inviting me. It was really a lot of fun.
That's all right. Well, yeah, and I hope the rest of the quarantine goes okay, and you and your family stay safe.
Thank you. Lots of health and love to your family, and let's hopefully see each other on the road very soon.
Yeah, I hope so. All right. See you next.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.